Hi everyone, I want to welcome you especially to this video where I will be talking to you on supply and demand. You are aware that if you're able to understand supply and demand in trading, you will succeed all the time, most of the time, when you're trying to make your trading predictions or your trading entries. In this video, I'm going to be taking you through understanding what supply and demand is. I'm going to explain to you how to spot supply and demand. I'm going to tell you why supply and demand, and I'm going to let you know how to recognize it in the chart and why you should trade supply and demand. Now, these are basic guides to get you to understand trading perfectly. If you need to understand the right things, then you need the right mentorship. Because you see, a lot of people are in this industry, a lot of people are doing so much, putting in so much money, so much efforts, but yet they are not getting the results. This is because there are certain things that they do not know and they are not leveraged to gaining or having access to. All of you who are part of our free channel and able to do on the free channel, I want to tell you congratulations. Okay, because on the free channel we get to give you updates that helps you to be able to get it right. Okay, we tell you the right thing because of course you have to come into trading with the right mindset, with the right knowledge, and so that you can do the right thing. A lot of people have come in not knowing exactly what they're supposed to do, and that has caused them to take certain market decisions, certain market steps, certain trading steps that have costed them their whole entire career and has made them lose so much in this industry. But you see, in all of our videos, part of what I seem to do is I'd like to tell you the secrets. I'd like to tell you the basic foundational knowledge which you should have that could help you or should help you to succeed in trading. And like I said in this video, I want to tell you what supply and demand is. I want to tell you how to spot it, why you should trade it, what it looks like in the chart, so that when you see it playing out as you're trading, then you can know how to take advantage of it immediately. Supply and demand looks like for the chart. I'm just going to do a few drawings to you so that you can be able to see it. So usually we have how we mark it up. We usually use blocks like this, okay, to identify it on the chart. Okay, so of course demand is when it's coming from the downside and giving a momentum back to the upside, and supply is when it's coming from the upside and giving a momentum sell to the downside. So this to give you what demand looks like. Let me show you quickly. I'm just going to use my arrow drawing to show you. So it's something like this. So whenever price has done something, like maybe created consolidations like this, okay, before price eventually pushes up and go even further. Now what happens is when price eventually shifts structures, and begin to come down to the downside, it is expected that price would eventually, once it gets into a zone like this, being that this is actually where the momentum move like this, okay, this momentum move, impulsive move came from here. It's just understood clearly in trading demand and supply that once price gets here, because of the demand that is in this place, price will most likely gain massive momentum move and eventually push up to the upside. So in trading, that it means that you are going into a bullish entry and you're targeting price in that particular demand zone, aiming to the next supply zone on the upside. So that's how demand appears on the textbooks. Take note, the textbooks appearance and the chart is not the same, so I'm showing you the textbooks appearance before I take you to the chart. And the same so vis-a-vis is also for the bearish move. So each time there is a consolidation like this, okay, consolidation that pushed price and gave a massive momentum move like this, anytime for anything price shifts structures, okay, and begin to go back into that zone, there's always liquidity in such areas. So all you need to do as a trader is to wait for you to get the liquidation sign. Once you have the liquidation sign, you wait for a market structure shift, and next thing you are coming down because you have initiated your entry from a very valid and strong supply zone. So the supply zone is usually bearish, just inverse of the demand zone, and it's usually an impulsive inverse or an impulsive bearish move, and it looks like something like this. Okay, so I just want to show you the drawing so that you know what it looks like in the drawing, so that when I take you to the chart and I begin to show you exactly what it is, then you will know what we are basically referring to. Okay, so let's go to the chart and let me show you a few of what that looks like. So if you look closely, let me show you. Now look at it now. This is one. This is one very good side where I can be able to let you know what's up. So if you see price came bearish, okay, gave this liquidation, and if you notice there's a consolidation in this area. So all of these consolidation zone can be mapped out as a demand zone. And just watch closely. Whenever price gets there, what happens? Impulsive move. So price came, just look at it, came, moved like this. The moment price came into that zone, what did it do? It pushed up. The moment price gets into the zone again, what did it do? Massive impulsive move. So that is what tells you what the demand zone is capable of doing. So why are you supposed to trade the demand zone? Because the demand zone, when the big players are in the game, because I and you as retail traders, we do not really unnecessarily move this market. It's actually the big players that move the market. So you can catch entries like this, and also you can catch entries like this. Okay, so you're wondering, how do I catch those sniper entries, those sniper moves? It is through this supply and demand zone. So this is a demand zone, and that's what a demand zone could do. And let me show you what supply zones do. Okay, so if you look closely, you see that let me show you quickly. So if you look closely, you see that on this side price consolidated, okay, and gave this consolidation zone, which can stand as a supply zone. Okay, now what happened next when price got into that supply zone? This was it. Price came out, took a retest on the supply zone, and gave this momentum move, of which that could be a good entry. If you decide to trade it, you see that it can give you perfect entry, give you good pips to catch a stop loss just somewhere around here, and you're targeting at least up to this point. Then if you still extend that supply zone a little bit, you will find that after this inducement, that supply zone was valid. So what happens was price returned back into the supply zone, inducing it a little bit, okay, gave a bit of consolidation, shifted structure, and gave a good entry here, which gave this massive impulsive move. And this also is another perfect entry. And your stop loss can be just at the current inducement, and this can be your entry. So basically, this is exactly what the supply and demand zone looks like in the chart. Just explaining to you what I just showed you on the drawings. The next thing is to show you how I haven't shown you what it looks like, the impulsive moves it can give you, the momentum it brings into the market. Next thing, I want to show you how to be able to easily recognize them. Take for instance, I just showed you a supply zone. Now what are the characteristics of these supply zones? Now the first characteristics is that it's a zone that gave a momentum push. It's a zone that gave a momentum push or impulsive move. The second one is you're going to look out for when you're looking at a supply or demand zone, you're going to look out for a market structure shift, something like this. Okay, so there's always going to be a market structure shift. So the impulsive move would lead to a market structure shift or a break or structure, confirming that the impulsive move was able to, take out a previous strong low to give you another strong high, or like this was previously the strong low. It takes it out because it shifted structure, creating a new strong low, okay, and a lower high. So in that case, it can actually change structure, change the directional bias of the market, give you the market move. Then another one is you're not looking out for small candles, you're looking out for impulsive moves. So you see that the candles have strong momentum, they have strong power to move. Something like this, you see this for a demand zone like this, you see the candles just move. So from the way the candles are moving, you could just know, at least you should expect at least 3 candles for you to confirm a valid demand or supply zone. Take for instance this one that we talked about just now. Let me just show you. So if you look closely with this, you see that the number of candles here are much. So you see 1, 2, 3. So when you see strong impulsive candles, at least 3 of them already bullish candles, you should know that that particular demand or supply zone is very active and very valid. Now, not every supply and demand zone would hold price. There's another thing again you must take note of. Guarantee that because you were able to spot a demand zone or a supply zone, that demand or supply zone is going to hold price. So that's why when you are trading, the best thing for you to do is you map out these zones, okay, and you ought to have your confirmation signs, okay. So your confirmation signs is what tells you that if price gets into this zone, I will be expecting price to do certain things before I know that this zone is going to be valid. Take for instance what happened here. So this is a zone, so price came, okay, it just came, mitigated this supply zone and pushed up. It didn't return there. Why did it not return there? Because the zone had already been tested, and the recent demand zone that gave that impulsive move is this, and that's exactly where price came to retest. So in this case, as a trader who knows what he's doing, all you need to do is to wait to see which particular zone amongst these two will hold price. So you wait until you see a confirmation. Now, how do you get a confirmation? For me, all I need is a bullish structure, or like if I say a market structure shape like this, or a complete one like this, then this could be an entry, and I can now target the next supply zone on the upside. That's one way you can be able to know the one that is going to hold. So don't think because you have successfully spotted the demand zone, you should just go in and just go in. It's most likely that demand zone will fail. Not every demand and supply zones would actually deliver price, but in the long run, as a speculator, by the time you've done 10 amongst all your prediction, you should be right at least 6, or even if you're wrong 5 times and you write 5 times, that's why your RR is important and very good. That you do not do 1:1. Okay, if you do 1:1, then you're gambling, because by the time you're wrong 5 times, right 5 times, there'll be no increase in your money. But by the time you have minimum of at least 1:2, you're targeting up to 3, 4, 4 or even 5, then you know that you are in for a great time. Because even if you fail some supply and demand zones, you know you still going to make money in the market because you have a good risk to reward ratio. So basically, this is how I spot supply and demand zones, and this is how I'm able to use them to trade in the market. Okay, I hope that with all of this you've been able to see what it looks like. And for those of you who are wondering what's the difference between a supply zone or demand zone to a bullish order block or a bearish order block, I'm going to be doing another video on order blocks. I'm going to be telling you what a valid order block is, invalid order blocks, and from there you'll be able to understand the difference between supply zones and order blocks. Now there are some similarities in supply and demand zones. You can have order blocks, okay? So it's a zone that has order blocks, right? So that zone has order blocks, and that's all it also makes you know how strong that zone is going to be. It could be bearish or it could be bullish. Now, but there are some supply zones or demand zones that don't have order blocks, being that either the order block has been mitigated or the order block is not a valid order block. There are some order blocks are not valid. So in the video where I'm going to be talking to you on order blocks, I'm going to let you know exactly how to differentiate between a supply, a valid order block, and an invalid. So this is just to let you know that with this you can win, you can get better entries, you can get better predictions, okay, and your speculation becomes correct and accurate. You could form a strategy around this that can help you win more. Maybe you've been losing trades and you've not been able to make the kind of progress you wish to make in trading. This can help you to be able to come up with more ideas, more ideologies that can help you do better in the space and become probably profitable. If you really want to be profitable, then you must get to do something that works. Most people that are not profitable are people that are doing the wrong thing, and I don't think you want to be there. Don't forget, KFC Trading Academy is always available for you for coaching, mentorship, to get you into the right track and get you into the right knowledge so that you can get this trading once and for all and become profitable. See you in our next video.